une toute petite vidéo sur London 2012. Je sais que les Jeux Olympiques sont déjà passés, mais aujourd'hui je vais vous faire une vidéo découverte, comme je dis découverte, sur ce jeu. Je n'ai pas fait de test, aucun. C'est parti. Donc comme vous voyez, il y a les Jeux Olympiques, avant que le monde entier, il y a des épreuves, des mini-jeux, il faut être connecté à Steam. Équipe record, pour personnaliser votre équipe nationale. Je vais vous montrer. Personnalisation d'équipe, attribution d'action ou équipement. Ouais. Il y a aussi les paramètres. Gérer ces paramètres de vidéo. Bref, bon ben, c'est parti pour les Jeux Olympiques. Ouais, moyen. Et ben, on va prendre la France.
Here we are in London, one of the biggest cities in the world, for one of the biggest events in the world.
Yes, Seth, it's certainly going to be an exciting one. After years of preparation, London is finally ready to welcome the world to the 2012 Olympic Games.
Such a magnificent city, so many views with the Thames stretching away into the distance. And with so many new venues waiting to be tested, this really could be the best games ever. The Olympic Stadium's splendid, glowing like a beacon here in London's East End.
And there the Olympic torch, the iconic symbol of the Games, shining over the city of London. What an absolutely beautiful sight.
So many nations represented here, all ready to compete in true Olympic spirit.
Yes, 80,000 people they're expecting in that stadium, and it's going to be full to the brim. Not a spare seat in the house. Just imagine the excitement down there in the crowd.
Fireworks to show the start of these games, and the first event is first thing tomorrow.
Bah voilà, vous avez vu un peu des animations. Bon, bah c'est parti. Donc on va choisir deux épreuves. Saut en longueur homme, tir à l'arc individuel. Bon allez, on va prendre tir à l'arc et bah le saut en longueur homme. Tour de qualification.
Four years of preparations since Beijing, and these athletes now must be ready. Any injuries, any doubts must be shoved clear from their mind.
The men's long jump.
Vive la France is the cry from the stands as the French athlete takes to the mark.
Representing France.
Je passe le tacticiel parce que j'ai déjà regardé quelques vidéos comme quoi, comment faire un peu et tout. J'ai un peu compris.
Well, this is his first attempt. Well, the problem with this jump was just the speed on the runway. It was too slow. Here is the replay.
Next, the athlete from France.
Off he goes in round number two.
Foul.
Well, that attempt's going to count for nothing, I'm afraid to say. It's a foul. Well, last place after the latest round, and this athlete really needs to improve quickly. Just a smooth athlete on the runway. If you don't have speed, you'll never get the distance, and that was the problem with this jump. Here's the scoreboard, and France are back in 8th.
Faut vraiment être concentré en fait. Faut être concentré.
Showing nice rhythm on the runway here.
Ah, je crois que j'ai mordu encore. Ah là là.
Foul. Well, that jump won't count for anything on this occasion. Sadly, a red flag means it's a foul.
Representing France.
Je suis pas très bien.
This is round number 5 then.
Oh bon non. En plus j'ai pas mordu quand même.
France with a distance of
Well, this was always going to be a tough one. That's a personal best performance, and he's come through. What an exhibition. A long way from the lead, and the scoreboard confirms it. France are in 7th.
Je suis passé 7e.
Next, the athlete from France.
Well, this is the final attempt for this athlete.
France with a distance of
Into the pit, that's got to be a personal best.
6e place.
Not what this athlete had in mind. These the final standings though. Not the performance that France was looking for. Finishing outside the top 4. That means no progression, no place in the Olympic final.
of 8.07.
On va passer au tir à l'arc avec la Espérons que je me qualifie.
Terrific venue this, so historic. Archery, probably one of the most historic events in the whole of the Olympics. Did you know that the Hollywood actress Gina Davis took part in the US trials for the Sydney?
Alors, dans $. Oh, c'est bon. J'ai compris le...
Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance that this athlete could be the face of London 2012.
À 4 mètres.
70 metres. It seems a long, long way away, and no doubt there'll be nerves.
8 points.
End 1, arrow 2.
En fait, faut pas que le vent change de direction tout de suite. Faut tout de suite y aller.
9 for that arrow.
9 points.
Third arrow must finish this end strongly.
Par seconde, donc faut pas trop se décaler. Faut mettre par là et c'est bon. C'est
That's
parfait.
6 points.
6 points parce que le vent a
With
changé
a
de direction.
score of 23.
Here's the replay. Second place at the end of the first round as we take a check on the scoreboard. A really good start to this competition, and I think it shows this athlete's dealing with the nerves
Athlete
really
from
well.
France.
A good start required for this athlete in N2.
Ah, le vent a changé, donc on va essayer de mettre ça.
Outer red, 7. This is the second arrow.
À 8 par seconde, donc on va le mettre un peu par...
The outer red circles 7 points. This is the 6th arrow of the competition.
7 minutes, 7 mètres secondes par seconde. Et par là, donc on va un peu monter.
That's 7.
7 points par
France
plus, c'est bon.
with a score of
21
21.
points.
Here's the replay. Here's the scoreboard, and after that, France
Ok,
in
bon,
4th.
pour l'instant, je suis toujours dans les qualifiés apparemment.
Next, the athlete from France.
This really is an important arrow. It's the first of end number 3.
Tout de suite, c'est lancé.
9 more points in the outer yellow circle. Having seen the first arrow, what adjustments will this athlete make for arrow number 2?
On va le prendre par là.
And you can add 7 to the total for that. We'll check on the leaderboard in a moment, but first, the final arrow of end number 3.
Et comme vous voyez, il y a un petit temps. Donc 5 mètres secondes.
That's 8.
8 points.
France with a score of 24.
Here's the replay of that.
Bah, toujours dans les
Well, fourth
qualifiés.
place
Et
after
c'est
the latest round, and that certainly shows a decent performance.
Dernière,
Next up, the competitor representing France.
Final end. Final 3 arrows. Everything still to play for. The outer red, that's 7 points. Second arrow. Tiny adjustment required. Final arrow, final end.
Faut que je fasse un 9 points ou 10.
That's 8 points for the inner red.
France with a score of 23.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. Well, there's no doubts that the athletes delighted with that performance, but they're probably going to have to rein in the celebrations a little here.
Comme vous voyez, je suis qualifié.
Thoroughly enjoyable as the final scoreboard comes up. Well, that's a terrific result for France, qualifying for the Olympic final.
China
Je suis qualifié pour la finale du tir à l'arc et je suis pas qualifié pour la finale du tir à l'arc.
Welcome to Lord's Cricket Ground. For many years this has been the scene of some great Ashes success for both England and Australia, but now a chance for somebody to win a medal in the Olympic archery.
C'est parti pour la finale.
The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars, and there's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games. That's arrow's worth 9. Arrow 2. In the red, not bad. Take aim. Great shot for 9.
France with a score of 26.
Let's check on the replay.
Je suis premier.
Well, that's the end of the latest round, and France really have shown themselves to be worthy leaders, but the pressure from the contenders is very strong at this stage. Arrow number 1.
3 mètres par seconde. On va prendre un peu plus à côté. Et c'est parti.
And this really is a sport where millimeters count.
En fait, faut pas t'attendre que le vent...
This is arrow number 2.
Faut le prendre directement maintenant.
9 points. Good shot.
4 tirs par seconde. Donc
This is the final arrow of the second end. The inner red. 8 points.
France with a score of 26.
France very much in the hunt for a medal here. They're in second place.
je suis deuxième.
Next, the athlete from France.
Here we are for the third end, and the competitors will shoot towards the magnificent media centre. Trust, we're not in the line of fire. This is arrow number 2 for this athlete. Well, that's a good follow-up arrow. Looking to score 10 and hit that tiny yellow target. This is the final arrow in end number 3.
7. France.
That's a decent shot. 7 points. Well, here's the replay.
Je suis repassé première.
That's the end of the round, and it's very, very tight at the top. Hardly anything separates these athletes here. This really is a good competition.
Dernier tour.
Next up, the competitor representing France.
Arrow 1, end 4. The outer yellow circle, that's 9 points. This is the penultimate arrow in this event. You can add 8 for that. This is the glory arrow. Everything riding on this. End 4, arrow 3. Really good. 9.
France with a score of 26.
Let's take a look at that replay. She's delighted with that.
Et oui, je suis première. Je vais vous laisser la cérémonie des remises des trophées.
One last look then at the final standings, and France sit proudly atop the pile with a gold medal. What a proud moment this is for everybody in the arena here to stand as one for the national anthem. All those years of training have finally paid off as a new national hero is born. An emotional moment on the podium. Olympic champion. What a great ring that has to it. As the flags are pulled towards the roof, and then the celebrations will begin.
Bah donc voilà, vous avez entendu la marche.
She sheds a few tears, quite rightly so. This is a huge moment in her career, and no doubt she can move on from here.
Donc la France
This is a games to remember, and certainly one that she can tell the...
Allez. Ah, on a eu un essai bonus remporté. Donc on a 3 points de médaille gagnés. Bon. On va se faire 2 autres épreuves. Chaque épisode ce sera comme ça. On se ferait 4 épreuves à chaque fois. Donc on va prendre le 200 mètres homme et on va faire 2 épreuves de piste, donc on va prendre le centimètre heure aussi.
Welcome to the Olympic Stadium. This is the qualifying rounds of the men's 200 metres. And there's no reason why we can't see a world record here.
On your marks, set.
Et un coup d'œil. Ok, j'ai compris. C'est parti.
The next event is a semi-final of the men's 200 meters.
This event's been dominated by both the USA and Jamaica. They've been tit for tat over the last 10 years, and again, I fully expect the pair of them to be contesting the medals this time round.
Comme vous voyez, ce ne sont pas les vrais noms. Donc,
This is all about the next 19 seconds.
Set.
And away we go. Needs to improve on this position. Midway round the bend and still the staggered start having an influence. We're approaching the halfway mark. China are in first place. It's Italy in second. Approaching the closing stages of the 200 metres. Italy book their place in the final in first. Czech Republic in second place and qualify. It's France in third. Good performance, but will that be enough to take them through to the next stage?
C'était très dur vers la fin, c'était très dur.
A decent start in this one, and now the replay just shows into the stride. Hands and legs moving so well together. When it came down to the finish on the line, good strength to go through the tape. Another good performance. Well, let's take a final look at the standings then, and this is confirmation. Will France move on? Here's the scoreboard.
Et voilà, je suis qualifié pour les 200 mètres hommes. Direction des 110 mètres et hommes encore. joueur avec Jean-Pierre, mais ce n'est pas un vrai joueur.
No complaints from the athletes about the facilities here. This really is a state-of-the-art stadium.
Juste accessible parce que le jeu.
On your mark. Set.
On va pas appuyer sur A comme un pour... Oh, bah je vois que j'ai compris alors. Oui, oui, c'est bon, j'ai compris.
Let's have a look who's going to be competing in the 110 meters hurdles. Here we go then.
Set.
And we're away in the qualifying in the men's 110 meters hurdles. Showing great technique. Good strength as well. Who's in it to win it? Slovakia are in first place. Ooh, clip the hurdle. That's going to affect the race time. Slovakia qualify in first place. Czech Republic in second place and qualify. And China take third. That sees them qualify. In fifth place, France. Pump of the fist in celebration. And quite rightly, he gets the accolades of the crowd. Well, this athlete can really learn a lot from this replay. So much to analyse. The stride was choppy, it wasn't smooth, they didn't really get into rhythm, and come the final few metres, were nowhere really to be seen. Let's take a check on the final standings. Well, deep disappointment. All of that hard work has gone to waste as the French fail to qualify for the finals.
Essayer d'atteindre la médaille. Les médailles d'or, d'argent ou de bronze. Et après, on se quittera là-dessus.
Welcome to this beautiful Olympic stadium built specifically for these games. This really is the jewel of the crown. Absolutely sold out. What a venue this is. The athletes take to the blocks.
Set.
Good start. Very slow. Midway round the bend, and that's a quarter of the race gone. Very close to the front as we approach the midway points. Very tight between these. In first place, China. Second is Italy. This is going to be a close finish. China take gold. Silver for the Czech Republic. Third place and bronze for Italy. Fourth and missing out on a medal agonisingly, it's France. Pump of the fist in celebration, and quite rightly he gets the accolades of the crowd. Well, I know there'll be some disappointment shared by many on that performance. There were some signs of greatness, but it's not been achieved this time. Keep your eye on this athlete though for the future. I'm sure the best is still to come. One last look at the final standings then, and China, confirmation here, they win the gold medal. Something to be proud of for the Czech Republic, a second place finish and a silver medal. And Italy finished with bronze.
21.5.
Bon, allez, les gens, on se quitte là-dessus pour la prochaine vidéo découverte.
In lane 3 with a time of 21.